Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to prepare or how to schedule for FMGE examination, which stands for Foreign Medical Graduate Examination. I have kept it in 3 ways, like depending upon where you are in your med school, you can opt for one of these ways. But 4 points are similar for all these 3 ways. That are, keep these points in your head. First one is to make notes. Now start making notes from your first year of med school so that you can use it for your remaining 6 or 5 years of MBBS. Second is always start with weak subjects first and then the strong ones. Third one is to revise. I cannot enforce more on the third one. Fourth is to only do 1 or 2 study resources. This is very important. Don't go for 4 or 5 study resources and then can get confused about the content. So the video is in 3 parts. You can skip if you are not interested in any one of them. The first one is for the people, those who are going to attempt FMG in June and July. So June and July attempt. Second is for people starting from first year. Now a lot of people asked me for this one starting from first year. So we'll give attention to that one also. And the third one is if you are starting from no man's land, which means that you are in your 5th or 6th year or like the last years of your med school and you want to start now. So that is for the starting from no man's land. Let's get back from the June and July attempt. Now since you have about 4 or 5 months up until the examination, so I have divided the days according to that. There are 19 subjects and I have divided like 3 subjects or 4 subjects, then revision. First one, let's start with anatomy. For anatomy, you can give about 10 days. For physiology, 6 days. For biochemistry, 6 days. And then revision of all these 3 subjects in 4 days. So together it will comprises of 26 days. So in 26 days, you can cover anat, physio, biochemistry and then revise a bit about these subjects. Now people might ask me like how can we cover physiology in 6 days? So this is it. You must start from first year of your MBBS or at least from the mid years, not just from the last 6 months of the MCI attempt. Fourth subject here is pathology, 9 days, pharmacology, 10 days, microbiology, 7 days, forensic, 3 days, and for revision of these 4 subjects, 5 days. So this will be 34 days in total. Then for Optha, 4 days, ENT, 4 days, PSM, that is social medicine, 12 days. For revision, 3 days. 3 subjects, 3 days. This will comprises 23 days. Then the subject is medicine, internal medicine. You can give 18 days because this is one of the most important subjects and it lays the foundation for other subjects. For psychiatry, 3 days. For derma, 3 days again. For pedia, 4 days. And for revision of these 4 subjects, 5 days. So that will be about 33 days. Then you can go ahead with surgery, 10 days. Orthopedics, 3 days. Radiology, 3 days. Gynecology and obstetrics, 6 and 6 each. So together 12 days. And revision of these subjects, 5 days. 5 subjects, 5 days. So this will be about 36 days. Now total of these days will be about 152 days, which makes it 5 months. Now depending upon your weak and strong subjects, you can shift the subjects here and there. Let's say if you are strong in physiology and biochemistry, put those subjects at the end towards the MCI exam. Now the second part of the video starting from first year. You have just taken admission into MBBS and now you want to lay your foundation from first up until 6 years. So you can divide 2 or 3 subjects. Mainly there are about 2 or 3 subjects each year that you must pay attention to, and that is more than enough. In first year, you mainly have anatomy and biochemistry. So when you are done with your first year, you must be very good at anatomy and biochemistry at least. In the second year, you can read physiology, biochemistry and microbiome. For the third year, you have pharma, pathology and internal medicine. Also in Ukraine, you have Krok 1 examination. Now in China, you have 5 years of MBBS and then additional internship. But in Russia, Ukraine and Kyrgyzstan, you have 6 years and then you go back to India and do your MCI examination and internship. So shift these subjects accordingly. Now this is mainly for people who are studying in Russia, Ukraine and Kyrgyzstan. So in third year, you have pharmacology, pathology and internal medicine. All these subjects are important. I cannot choose one of them, like one of anatomy or pharma or patho. Each subject has its own importance. But the one that you must pay the most attention to is internal medicine because it will help you get concepts for coming year subjects, for clinical subjects. Also, you have Croc 1 examination in Ukraine, so schedule accordingly. Give some time for pharma, pathology, internal medicine, and also for Croc 1. If you have studied well enough in these first 3 years, you'll do good in Croc 1. Now in the 4th year, you can do all the minor subjects. For example, forensic, ENT, optha, psychiatry, derma, radio, and ortho, plus pedia, which is like a major subject. So this is not much for an year. You can divide time like maybe one month for 2 subjects or accordingly. For 5th year, you have PSM, that is social medicine, pedia, gyna, surgery, and internal medicine. Now I have kept all the major subjects in 1 year, but because after 3rd year, after you are done with Croc 1, you have 4th and 5th, like the easy going years. So you can read all the major subjects in these ones. PSM is social medicine. You can cover pedia in 4th and 5th both. Internal medicine you will read in all the years 3, 4, 5, and 6. Surgery, very important. In the 6th year, now there are 2 ways. First, I'll just focus on this one. You can mainly you'll read internal medicine. That will cover most of your classes part. Then you can do 6-month revision, 6-month MCQ, and 6 month depending upon which subject is weaker and which subject is stronger. So let's say you have anatomy and biochemistry in 1st year. For 1st, 2nd, and 3rd year, you only have 2 or maximum 3 subjects a year. So you have about 180 days into 2 hours. If you study every day for 2 hours and for 180 days, like half of the year you spend enjoying, going home, vacations and everything, and you read 2 hours every day for 180 days, you spend almost 360 hours reading. So 360 you can divide, 180 for anatomy, 180 for biochemistry. This way you'll make it easier. Or you can do this thing 1 hour every day for 360 days, 360 hours. I think that would be sufficient. But this is when you are reading from 1st up until 6 years. You're not going to cover everything in 1 hour if you're studying in the last 6 months or last 1 year. The 3rd part, which most of the people are at, starting from no man's land, there are about 19 subjects. So you haven't studied for your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th year of med school. And now when you are in 5th year, you are getting that exam pressure and you want to start now. It's fine that you haven't studied. No, obviously you are at a loss, but it's never late than sorry. So 19 subjects, you can start. What you can do is you can start doing coaching from 5th year. You get time in between 4th and 5th year, summer vacations. So you can go to whatever area you want to in India and take FMG coaching. What this will provide is, this will give you basic knowledge. This will lay a foundation for your basics and it will be easier to cover the whole subject. So coaching at 5th year in June, July and September. Then August, November you can revise preclinical subjects. In December you can do MCQ for these preclinical subjects. By preclinical subjects I mean first 3 years, except internal medicine. And add biochem, physiology, biochemistry, micro, pharma and pathology. These are the preclinical ones. In December you can do MCQs. Then in January and February you can focus mainly on clinical subjects. Then in March, April and May you have Croc examination in Ukraine. This you don't have in Russia, so you have more time if you're studying in Russia, if you're studying MBBS in Russia. But if you are in Ukraine, you also have to clear Croc examination. So in March, April and May you can go through Croc MCQs. In June and July you'll be busy with your graduation, so I have kept these 2 months sideways. Then comes August, September and October. Now when you are going to go through preclinical and clinical subjects, you will understand which subjects you are weak at. So in August, September and October, finish those weak subjects plus the MCQs of those subjects. In November, finish your strong subjects plus MCQs. December would be 15th or 14th December would be your exam. So in those 14-15 days, do the revision. Or you can plan whatever works for you. This is just to give you an approximation like how to schedule for your exams. Also, if you don't want to go through that way, the more appropriate way that most people are adopting these days is IFOM examination. Now you can give IFOM in 3 months, November, February and April, and the registration starts about 1 or 2 months before the exams. I already have uploaded a video about IFOM examination and what are the advantages of giving this exam. So you can give I-Form in November, Feb and April. In 5th year November, if you give I-Form, you have 1 year left only for FMG examination or whatever you want to prepare for USMLE, for PLAB or for FMG. If you're done with your I-Form, you don't have to go through this crock examination and all that burden. So the only thing you can focus on will be one exam, whatever you choose to. So this is how you can schedule for any examination in your life. This is about this video. If you have any suggestions or any queries, please drop them down in the comment section below. Also, I'm sorry if I haven't been able to upload as many videos as I promised to, but I'll continue to upload the videos per week. Also share, comment and subscribe to my channel.